Sometimes, if you listen really hard, you can almost hear it.
Our first ever instant star is...
You're it, girl. You're the real thing.
That moment your life changes.
It's about a girl who is just about to fly off and see the world.
Forever.
Jude Harrison!
Hello and welcome to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. We are back. It has been, I don't know how many months, but we're back. And as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Sam.
And the beautiful Chloe is here with us.
And today we are recapping an amazing episode. We are recapping Instant Star Season 2, Episode 12, When I Come Around. Perhaps the best episode of Season 2. I'm sure we will discuss that later.
Yes.
Original air date was May 5th, 2006. And the synopsis that I have is: Jude's second album is officially finished. However, Darius isn't pleased with the results, which means that Jude and Tommy are back in the studio, where they end up rekindling their relationship. Meanwhile, Speederman realizes something isn't right with him and Jude. I mean, you could say.
Mine's kind of different. Mine says Jude's giddy with victory. She's finally finished her sophomore album. Too bad Darius thinks it's missing something. Forced to reconsider some old songs she wrote on tour, Jude realizes she has some big decisions to make about music and love.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
I mean, we always talk about like our initial thoughts of an episode, but I think you and I both already knew how much we loved this episode from way back when.
Yes.
Like every
What
season...
I love...
Oh, sorry, you go.
Go ahead. What I love about, like, I don't know if it's the writers, I don't know if it's Steven, but I love, like, the titles.
Yes.
Both with Instant Star and I watched Degrassi. So, but especially with Instant Star, I always feel like the titles, they don't drop a big hint, but in the words of Taylor Swift, they give like little Easter eggs. So when I saw the title, I was like, oh man.
Yes, I feel like every season of Instant Star has that one episode that is just the best of the season. Season 1, I think it was 108, Jude's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, I feel like this is the episode of Season 2.
Yes.
And I actually have notes further down where I say, I wish this had been the finale of Season 2, because we all know how Season 2 ends next episode. But the way this episode wraps up everything, to me, this should have been the finale.
Yeah. I feel like, and this is jumping the gun a little bit, but I feel like seasons 1 through 3, their finales, I mean, season 3 wasn't horrible, but I always felt like, I should say, that the finales kind of lacked. And that episode 12 was always better.
I find that with loads of TV shows, actually. The episode 12 or whatever the penultimate episode is before the last one is always better than the finale of a season.
And I don't know if it's because they're trying to wrap everything up in a nice, neat little bow in the finales, but I don't know. I'm just 95% of the time I'm disappointed with the finales, and I'm like, I wish the previous episode was the finale.
Same, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get into the episode.
Okay. So, I'm doing the recap,
yes.
And I will start with Jude and Tommy have just completed what they think is Jude's second album. They share a hug before taking it to D. Darius says it's not done, it's missing something. While Jude is ranting and raving about the meeting to Tommy outside Jude Major. By Jude Major? Okay. I just renamed the studio. Sorry, guys. It has been a long few months.
We're rusty. It's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Maybe you guys get a blooper episode this season. But Jude is ranting and raving about the meeting to Tommy outside G Major. There we go. He sneaks her journal out of her backpack, and he also tells her that Darius says the album isn't done because it doesn't have a ballad, which I love ballads.
Me too.
Quest is seen giving Sadie Bob Marley vinyls to listen to. They are flirting. Jamie walks in with Patsy and introduces them. Sadie and Patsy make snide comments to each other. Liam walks out after sending Patsy to the studio with Quest. He tells Jamie to help Sadie. And then Jude meets Speederman at the tour bus. He has it decorated and wants to christen it. Poor guy. Tommy calls with a plan and wants to meet up with her. Speederman gets annoyed. Sadie and Jamie,
Full speed.
I know, poor Speed. Sadie and Jamie have a moment over business cards that Liam overhears. I won't go there. He leads Jamie to believe that they are going to lunch with a band Jamie loves, but at the last second he tells Jamie to hold his calls, then take Sadie to lunch. When Tommy and Jude meet up, he tells her that he hasn't been able to forget White Lines since she first played it for him. And so I watched this episode like a month ago. I can't remember what he said, but I know I loved it. She tries to record it. Jamie decides to get back at Sadie by changing the order amount on what he thinks is her business card order form. Speederman tells Jude about being asked to record an SME album. Jude asks him if he wants to go solo, to which he responds with, "Is she breaking up with him?" She tells him no. After the little disagreement, she enlists Jamie to help her record an acoustic version of Anyone But You. They end up recording over White Lines, which Tommy had done on the let me think, what's it called?
The old school way of recording.
Yes, the old school with the big round things and the tape looking stuff.
I think it's called analog recording or something.
I think so. The next morning, Tommy finds out in another meeting with Darius and Liam. Darius and Liam like the new version of Anyone But You. Tommy threatens Jamie with the best line of the series. If you go into my studio again, I will squash you into your Converse sneakers and your emo haircut and neighbors.
So good.
I love that. Sadie finds the invoice and it turns out to be that the order form that Jamie changed were for Jude's album cover. Right after Tommy just threatened to make his comrades and haircut neighbors. Liam tells Tommy that he owes him lunch after Jude and Tommy have a disagreement about right lines. Speedman and Jude do break up, which I love that Speedman points out that they were more like Bart and Lisa Simpson, especially if. Oh yeah, first of all, it's super accurate, but also it reminds me way back in I think it was episode 1 or 2. He said something to her about her sounding like Lisa Simpson because her voice was hoarse or whatever.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
And I was just like, Easter eggs, people. So Tommy does take Darius to lunch, and Jude hunts him down and convinces both of them to let her record white lines. Sadie and Jamie fix the album cover mess up. Jude still struggles with white lines till she admits to Tommy that it's about him. That scene.
Can't wait to talk about that scene.
Oh, that scene's getting dissected because it's that scene still lives rent free in my head.
Forever.
It's white lines on the album. Jude and Tommy kiss when Darius leaves his office. Because of course they do. I swear Darius' office sees more kisses than any other place on that show. Tommy gives Jude a new journal with the quote, "Most of us go to our graves with the music still inside of us." Personal favorite. Actually have a tattoo of it. Jude thanks Tommy for all of his inspiration.
What an episode. I mean,
What an episode. So much to unpack.
let's start from the top. I mean, we see Jude and Tommy mastering her sophomore album, and I mean, the chemistry is flying. Like, they're right back to being flirty and just how they are with each other. Like, all the conflict they've had this season has been resolved.
Yes.
And
it was so interesting to see, like, last in season 1 when they were mastering it compared to this season. I mean, in season 1, they were, like, flirty and smiley and this and that. But to see how much they have grown, both as separate people and as friends, romantic and interest, whatever you want to call them. I was just like, I always knew it, but like seeing it now that we're doing this, so seeing them so close together, I was like, holy crap.
yeah, and I've always been of the opinion that Jude makes her best music with Tommy, which kind of plays out in later seasons when they aren't working together. But I mean, Darius has to ruin it, doesn't he? So he ruins it by saying that the album needs quote unquote heart before he'll release it. And specifically, he hates Anyone But You, which, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Anyone But You, so I kind of agree with Darius.
I can't really disagree with Darius on that one.
And then we see Tommy steal Jude's journal to have a look at what she wrote back on tour. And when Jude brings up that, Darius basically squashed the version of Jude on tour, she's obviously only referencing like 201, 202, but it just feels like a lifetime ago from how far they've come in 212.
It's almost like I had to like pause and think about, holy crap, that wasn't 2 years ago.
No, it was like 11 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. She's just when you think about the Jude that gets off the tour bus at the beginning of 201, and then the Jude in this episode, it's just two different people. She's been through a lot this season.
Well, and even what blows my mind, and I keep going broader strokes here, and I don't mean to, but like, if you think about it, we meet Jude when she's 15. Almost 16, because I think it's 108 she turned 16.
Yeah.
In 412, she's only 18.
Yep.
We're only in her life for 3 years.
Crazy.
And like who we meet in 101 compared to who we know in 412, I don't
Worlds
know
apart.
anybody who grew that much in a 3 year span.
No. It's crazy. She becomes a grown up so fast because she has to. That's the business. Yeah, it's wild. And then, we have Sadie and Quest. I'd say that sparks are flying there as well. I have never been a Sadie and Quest fan. I'm just going to say that now.
I'm not either. I'm the type of person that I didn't like them, but I didn't not like them. They were just kind of like, they were there. Like my two ships for Sadie have, well, one was hinted at, I guess, but the other one was like never even a possibility.
Who are yours? I love Sadie and Liam, and I love in later seasons Sadie and Darius.
So in later seasons, it's Sadie and Darius, but I love, 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 love that you have Sadie and Jamie.
Oh, now that is something I have not thought about. Really? I mean, I love them as friends. I actually have a note further down that says I love Sadie and Jamie when they're actually getting along, but I never thought about romantically.
There's this, especially in season 2, there's a lot of little moments between them that I think that had they been given more time and more space and material written for them, could have possibly led to something.
That's so interesting. I never thought of that. I mean, for me, Jamie will always be meant to be with Patsy. And speaking of Patsy, oh my God, Zoe Palmer steals every scene she is in. And this small cameo that she has in this episode where her and Sadie kind of battle it out at the reception desk. Oh my God, it's just hilarious.
Yes.
Patsy just wins every scene she's in. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Jude goes to her good old tour bus, which we learn Mason will now be using for his tour. And Speed has lit candles everywhere to try and seduce Jude. And I literally have a note that says, oh my God, I forgot they were even dating.
That's hilarious, but I can't say anything because I totally forgot they were too. I don't know if I blocked out that whole relationship, if it was so minuscule, or if it just, I don't think I could ever see them as a couple. I think that's the issue at hand.
They have a brother-sister dynamic to me, like Bart and Lisa Simpson.
Yes. I mean, I could see Drew with Jamie before I could see her with Speederman.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I think I made it pretty adamant last season how much I hate Drew and Jamie.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, but I do feel sorry for Speed in this episode because I forgot they were dating because we really haven't seen anything about their relationship. And we know in this episode that he has realized it too. But Jude is just, she doesn't have the time mentally to spend any time with him and realize it herself. So I do feel a bit sorry for Speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously we have Jamie and Sadie, who are just not really bonding at the reception desk. And I mean, Jamie's pissed to learn that she's got more of an in with Liam than he has, which is so funny.
Yes.
I mean, she gets to go to this lunch meeting with him, and Jamie has to be the receptionist for the day. But I mean, it's pretty immature when he changes the quantity of that order. I mean, I know he thinks it's business cards, but come on.
But still, I'm like, and that's when you remind me you a 17-year-old boy.
Yes.
Or a 16-year-old boy.
But I do love Liam and Sadie, and I know that in the next episode they tease it a little bit, and I wish that it could have gone somewhere more.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jude meets Tommy back at G Major and finds out that he stole her journal. And we find out from Tommy that when Jude got back from tour, she played him all these new songs that she'd written. I wish we could have kind of seen that somehow in the first couple of episodes.
Yes.
But I guess that'd be too hard to do because then all the fans would have wanted like all of the songs she would have played him.
Mm-hmm. I do love that he said something along the lines that White Lines like stayed with him, that he couldn't forget that one.
Yes, 100%. And he's right. He knows that White Lines will give her album the heart that Darius wants.
Mm-hmm.
But they tried to record it and Jude is just, she can't. And I love when Tommy stops the recording and says, you know, this song sounds like it's got history. And she's like, yeah, you could say that. Because,
yeah,
I mean, it's all about him. And it's a song that touches on their whole relationship this far.
Yeah.
Without even really doing it. You just know that it's about their whole relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then poor Speed, he's been waiting at G Major this entire time. And we learn that he's been asked if he wants to go solo, and I know that gets explored in later seasons, which I love for him. You know, he's talented enough to be more than just part of Jude's band.
Mm-hmm. One thing I like about Speed is, and I actually know a Speed in real life. She's a female, but she's a Speed. Is, yes, they want like love, like the romantic love and this and that, but their first love is music. Yeah. Is making music, is like my Speed I mean, that's what she went to college for. That's what she has a degree in, is music business. And now she's running one of those music schools.
Awesome.
Where kids come in and, you know, she does vocal lessons and piano lessons and all this. And growing up, she wanted to be a singer and this and that. But as she got older, her dreams changed, and now she's living out her dreams. And even her boyfriend knows that as much as they love each other, her first love is what she's doing and the change she's making in these people's lives that she works with.
Yeah. And I feel like with Speed, he would, if he if he just stayed an SME, he would end up just being in Jude's shadow because
Yeah.
Jude is the front woman. It's her songs, it's her story, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I love Tyler Kite. I think he is one hell of a musician and
Same.
songwriter.
He's kind of like disappeared off social media. I don't know what he's
I
doing
know.
now,
I
but
don't know where he went.
he was
Tyler,
making
come
really good
back to
songs.
us.
And then Jude tries to win Speed back by trying to keep some kind of version of Anyone But You. So she decides to record it acoustically and ask for Jamie's help. And she wants this to be instead of White Lines on the record. But Jamie doesn't realize that he's taping over the White Lines demo that Tommy made. And although he should have realized, I do love when Jude and Jamie are just friends helping each other out.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good as friends.
Yeah. And I found it's interesting watching like shows that you liked as a teenager, in your young 20s, but going back and watching them when you're older, because I found stuff significance, I guess, representation, I think is the right word, and the fact that without meaning to, Jamie replaced White Lines with Speed for a minute in time.
Yep.
And he did that in her life. Because it was because of Jamie that Jude met Speederman.
Yep.
But at the end, she ended up putting White Line. Well, I think they ended up putting both of them, but White Lines got put back on the album. And
yeah. Jude is someone who she gets really
she can't
blindsided
get rid
by
of Tommy.
in a relationship with. Jude is someone who gets really blindsided by whoever she's in a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
she wants to keep Anyone But You because it's representative of her relationship with Speed. And it's not until they break up that she then realizes that White Lines is an amazing song and should be on the album.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all this stuff that she's doing to help her relationship with Speed, she's still not paying him attention because the next day she basically completely ignores him to go and pitch the song. And
yeah.
He's like, I've been up all night thinking. And she's like, oh, cool, about the song, me too. And he's like, no, I'm like, I just need
Not
to
about
talk
the
to
song.
or Speed.
Poor Speed.
And then we see them, well, Tommy thinks he's pitching White Lines and gets a nasty surprise when there is no demo anymore. And worse still, Darius and Liam love the acoustic version of Anyone But You. Well, they don't love it, but it's good. It's better than the original. And then, of course, Tommy yells at Jamie, which, I mean, what an amazing quote. It's
yes.
if we have like a hall of fame of quotes, that should go in there.
Yes.
But I mean,
it's like all season I've been waiting for that line because I knew it was towards the end of the season, but I couldn't remember if it was in 11, 10, 11, or 12. But as soon as it came up, I was like, that's line of the series.
So good. I mean, he was right to be angry. Like,
yes.
Yeah, he had every right to be angry. And then Jamie screws up again when he's overordered Jude's album instead of business cards, which, come on.
16-year-old boy.
And then Jude and Tommy, I mean, they don't have a huge fight, but they do fight because Jude is surprised he's not happier about the album being done. And she actually says the album's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm so surprised that again, this is her being blindsided by her relationship. She's happy that anyone but you has been saved. So to her, the album is good enough. And Tommy's like, yeah, but it could be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Jude can't see through her 17-year-old brain
Mm-hmm.
to see that she shouldn't just be happy with an album that's good enough.
Exactly.
But then she finally talks to Speed and they break up. And I literally have a note that says, good, they're better as bandmates and friends.
Yes.
And like I said before, it takes Jude being free of Speed to realize White Lines is phenomenal. It needs to be on the album. And it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, thank God that she convinces Liam and Tommy because, I mean, she literally says, oh, sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, if we didn't have White Lines, like, I think a part of my heart would die.
Yeah, I mean, Jude says, you know what was good enough was my last album. And we see at the beginning of season 2 that her last album didn't actually do that well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the best thing she ever did was breaking up with Speed for so many reasons. And then we see Jamie impersonate Liam to correct the printing mistake.
Yes.
So funny. And then, of course, Jude and Tommy try and record White Lines again, but Jude still can't focus, and she finally confesses that it's because the song is about him, and he decides that in order to help her record the song, they should go and record it on the tour bus because that's where she spent so long thinking about him. And I literally I wrote heart eyes, like I just had like heart eye emojis for the whole tour bus recording scene because I don't know, they have like the lights in the background and they flash back to Jude being on the tour bus when she was on tour. And again, it just kind of brings the season full circle to show how far she's come since tour. Yeah.
Like, I normally have one perfect scene for every season, and the White Lines recording is definitely, well, the White Lines re-recording is definitely the perfect scene for season 2.
Yes. It's probably the best, like we have like the musical performance section. It's probably the best of the season, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so simple and it conveys everything about the song that it needs to. And then Tommy and Jude play Darius White Lines finally, and of course he loves it because it's phenomenal, like Tommy said.
Yes.
And he agrees that it needs to be on the album. And then Jude and Tommy make out, which I mean, it's probably the most passionate kiss we've seen thus far. I mean, have they kissed since Jude's birthday in 108? I don't think they have.
I want to say yes, but I don't think so.
No, because 108 was the huge kiss. Then Tommy said it was forbidden, they can't. So the rest of season 1, they obviously didn't, because they were basically fighting because of it. Beginning of season 2, he was with Sadie. They like nearly kiss in her birthday in season 2, but they don't.
Right.
So this is their first kiss since 108.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's just such an amazing scene.
Yeah.
Whether you like Jude and Tommy as a couple or not, they're hot together. Like, they just are.
Yeah. That's the thing. You cannot like them as a couple, but you cannot. You can't disagree that you can't say that they don't have chemistry.
Yeah, they have so much chemistry. Even when they're fighting, there's chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to dissect this scene so much, but there's really nothing to say except it was a really hot kiss.
Yes. And that it's we don't go into season 3 and 4 yet. It's about 70% of the time, like slow burns annoy the hell out of me. I'm just like, come on already. We all know where it's going.
Yeah.
But with like Jude and Tommy, there's so much passion and reason for it that it doesn't bother me.
And they somehow convey so much history between them. When, if you think about the timeline, they've really only known each other for maybe a year.
Yeah.
It's one of those fated relationships that they're meant to be together, and Alex and Tim managed to convey that tension and that kind of longing so well all of the time.
Mm-hmm. And I watched Alex on So Weird, and I watched her on a few other things, and I haven't watched any of Tim's other shows. I've seen him in a couple of movies here and there, but I've watched his like show clips online, and I really haven't seen either of them embody any of the character the way like Jude and Tommy like seeped into their souls.
Yeah, I really believe that I'm not an actor, but I think that there are certain roles where an actor they're just so meant to portray that person that
Mm-hmm.
the role kind of seeps into them, and they play it so convincingly. And I think
Mm-hmm.
every actor has that kind of one pivotal role that they're meant to play that person. It's just because of that they play it so well because they are almost that character somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, but what a scene. I mean, it was over too soon. Like,
Yes.
ugh. And then the episode ends where it began, which I love. It ends with them once again mixing Jude's
Mm-hmm.
album. And then he gives her a new journal with the quote, most of us go to our graves with our music still inside of us. You have it as a tattoo. I have it hand painted on my acoustic guitar. It's an amazing quote. It's so wonderful.
The writers of Instant Star did a phenomenal job of coming up with little quotes that still to this day, 10 plus years after the show was on air, that are still stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But that one I feel like embodied Instant Star.
Yes. Yeah. Like 100%. And then the episode ends where Jude thanks Tommy for all his inspiration. And
So many undertones.
I mean, I feel like when she said that, I personally just got flashbacks to like everything we've had up to this point in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said at the beginning, I wish this had been the final episode of season 2.
Yes.
Because her album's done. Jude and Tommy had a thing, and we don't know where it's going to go. I'm interested for us to dissect the final episode of season 2 because there are many things I don't like about it, whereas this one to me
Yeah.
was a perfect episode.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
What did you have for your episode theme?
Um, taking taking chances and reaching goals.
That's good. I had redemption and passion because I feel like
Ooh.
Jude is trying to redeem her relationship with Speed. Jamie's trying to redeem his mistakes, his little printing mistakes.
Yes.
And then on the passion side, Tommy has so much passion for White Lines as a song. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously Jude and Tommy have so much passion for each other.
Yes.
Let's get into our likes and dislikes. What were your likes?
Zombie scenes.
Yep.
I,
No, really?
I'm like, I can't pick one. I'm just gonna put them all. Judeman breakup.
Yeah, I had that
Tommy,
too.
Tommy threatening Jamie.
Yep.
Like White Lines final recording montage. Johnny kiss, and then the final scene with the new Donald.
I had just Jommy chemistry, the breakup with Speed. Are there any actual Jude and Speed fans out there that like them as a couple? I'd love to know.
Yes, it's an on. Please leave a comment.
Yeah. I liked Jamie and Sadie working together. I liked Sadie and Liam, that kind of relationship that's being teased. And then in capitals, I just had the kiss.
The kiss.
What were your dislikes?
I put the original Anyone But You. Well, I put Anyone But You. Liam. Liam just annoys me.
Like, I like Liam.
And then I put Jamie's fuck ups.
I only had one dislike, which I just dislike Jude. She's always almost compromising her art for a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She did it with Shay. She did it with Jamie.
Yes.
She did it with Speed. And Tommy always finds a way to kind of remind her about the importance of her art and how she shouldn't be throwing it away for a teenage boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Our chemistry cam, I think, is going to be the same.
I had two.
Oh.
I had the kiss, and then I had White Lines admission. So like the montage and the recording and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I obviously just had the kiss because the whole
it's
episode was
perfect.
just leading up to it.
Yes.
I mean, the kiss is so iconic. It's yeah, it's so iconic. I think every season we have at least one Jommy kiss, and yeah, I think that one wins every time.
Well, if I remember right, when they were doing promos for season 4, that was even like in every promo, I think.
Was there? I never saw it on
So-
actual TV, so I don't know. What were your what the fuck moments?
Why is Liam in the meeting listening to Jude's album? I'm like, I get that he's a financial guy, but why the fuck is he in the album listening? Why is Jamie so pissy jealous over having to do Sadie's job for like half a day when it's clear that Liam wants to fuck her? If White Lines is stuck with if White Lines stuck with Tommy since he first heard it, why did he feel the need to steal her whole journal? Why didn't he just recommend it? And that's it.
You had way more than me. I just had one. It's at the very end when Jude reads the quote from the new journal. Like Tommy has handed her a normal like A4 journal, but when it zooms in on the quote, it looks like it's like a landscape page.
Yes.
So I was like, this is an A4 journal, and suddenly the page is flipped.
Yes.
Who are your heroes and villains?
Hero is Tommy,
Yep.
and the villain was Liam.
Oh, okay. I had hero Tommy. Villain, I put Speed because I just think he was the
That
nice
makes
teenage
sense.
boyfriend, like potentially
Yeah.
ruining Jude's art and her vision.
I definitely like Speed better as the villain than Liam.
I mean, Speed wasn't trying to be the villain, but her
But it
boyfriends
just
just,
worked out that way.
yeah, her boyfriends just have a way of becoming the villain when it comes to her music.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into our song review for White Lines. How many instant stars out of 10 do you give White Lines?
10.
Me too. It's a perfect song.
It is.
It's just, there's nothing bad about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, season 2 has some of the best music of the whole show.
Yes. I think season 2 might be my favorite when it comes to like the songs.
Yeah, it's either 2 or 3, and I don't remember 3 off the top of my head that well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, season two slaps. It's
Yeah.
such good music.
Yes.
Did you have anything for pop culture?
I actually did this time.
Ooh,
I never have pop culture.
good.
I have Bob Marley was a Jamaican singer, songwriter, and musician, renegade. He died of cancer. He was born on February 6th, 1945, and died May 11th, 1981. Um, he was said to be the pioneer of reggae music.
Yes, I'd say he was.
Yes, definitely. And I love me some Bob Marley.
Same. I think everyone does.
Yes.
Well, the episode title is obviously When I Come Around, which is a song by Green Day, and it is a track from their third album, Dookie, which was released in 1994. Patsy says to Sadie, you ever heard of Fatal Attraction? Which is an amazing film. It was released in 1987, starring Michael Douglas and Glenn Close. Great movie.
Great year, by the way.
Yeah. Um, who says this? Oh, Speed says this. As Jim Morrison said, expose yourself to your deepest fear, and after that, fear has no power. Love that quote. Jim
Yes.
Morrison was an American singer, songwriter, and poet who was also the lead singer of the band The Doors. Speed says we never were Romeo and Juliet anyway, more like Bart and Lisa Simpson. I mean, I think everyone knows Romeo and Juliet is a play by William Shakespeare. And if you don't know The Simpsons, I can't help you.
What walk are you living under?
When Jamie is impersonating Liam, Sadie says, try more Colin Farrell, less Crocodile Dundee. Colin Farrell is an Irish actor, and Crocodile Dundee was a 1986 film starring Paul Hogan. And that is it for pop culture. Okay, what was your favorite quote or quotes?
Okay, so I have three. I had the famous Tommy one. If you go into my studio again, I will squash you through your Converse sneakers and emo haircut neighbors.
So good.
So good. Two was most of us go to our graves with the music still inside of us. Like I said, I think that embodies not only Instant Star, but I feel like that embodies the word.
Yep.
And then for number 3, I just have, again, full White Lines admission and final recording.
We had all of the same ones. Yeah, I think you mean the recording one, which was on the tour bus coming home and seeing you was almost all I could think about. And I
Yes.
wanted to put those feelings away to stay safe. And then Tommy says, "Can you bring them back out?" And Jude says, "Not when you're staring at me like that."
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if that doesn't define their entire relationship, I don't know what does.
No, I have no idea what does.
And then I also had the Tommy quote to Jamie, and most of us go to our graves with our music still inside of us. What was your hashtag iconic? I think I know. But...
The kiss.
Oh, okay. I chose the White Lines tour bus recording because I knew that Chemistry Cam was going to be the kiss.
Yeah, so we'll go. I like the tour, but the tour bus recording.
Yeah, for the iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just sums up like everything to do with the whole season and their relationship and everything.
Yes.
Okay, let's spin a wheel for most likely to. Who is most likely to own 10 dogs?
Hmm. Wally.
I was going to say Darius. I could see him just having 10 massive
Yes.
dogs.
Yes, Darius.
And then getting someone like poor Jamie to walk all of them or something.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the episode. How many instant stars out of 10 do you rate this episode?
10.
It has to be 10. I mean, it's a
It has to
perfect
be.
score.
Yes.
Perfect storyline, perfect song, perfect kiss. Like everything about it is just perfect.
Yes. Absolutely perfect.
What an episode.
I
That
don't
was,
know if we'll have any other 10s in the next two.
I think our last 10 was probably 108. I don't remember.
I
But
think so.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, what an episode. And we're nearly at the end of season 2.
Yes.
We will recap the finale next. And I'm interested to hear our thoughts because I have a lot of thoughts about the finale.
Yeah.
There was a lot that they tried to run with and then
Just so flat.
didn't really explain when season 3 came along. So that'll be interesting.
Yes.
But that was our recap. Thank you everyone for listening. Sorry we took such a long break. Life, I think, for both of us just got in the way like it does.
Yeah. Pretty
But
much.
that's life. And I know that I'm going to try and stick to weekly episodes again as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you next time.
Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you for listening to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. The Breakdown was produced by me, Chloe, and Neon Network Production. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and listen to all episodes of The Breakdown on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See you next time.